For the past couple weeks or so, I have had this urge of reworking a bunch of the stuff I've made for stream, right? I redid the chat. I redid this little thing. That's funny. And now I said, well, for the longest time, we are memeing about these stock prices, right? Of One Piece characters. So I thought, wait a minute. What if I just make it a thing? What if I just go out there and actually make this a thing? So I started making it a thing. Now, I have been working together with very experienced people, right? Very experienced people to make this come to fruition. Oh, look at that. Rocks just went up. I hope people are invested into rocks. So, yesterday and today, I have been building this little Grand Line stock exchange. It's right there. It tracks with incredible accuracy the every single important. We need to add more people on here, right? I'll get in touch with all the individual stockholders. We'll make this a thing, right? So we have all the important characters, their corresponding values, and of course their market capitalization here too, right? So we have a neat little heat map. As you can see, Davy D. Jones. Like, if you want my take, our analysts, where's Davy D. Jones? Our analysts say the sentiment is really, really bad, right? It's like $1.8. It's slightly moved up to 1.95. I would say this is a penny stock. I think you pour all into Davy D. Jones. I would say this is not true. Just putting it out there, right? Like, I think Blackbeard is overvalued. Like literally, people trade Blackbeard, like double the price of Luffy. People trade Blackbeard at double the price of Luffy just because it's Blackbeard. He has like off-screen value. People don't even look at the fundamentals of Blackbeard. They're just like, it's Blackbeard. Mad overvalued. Mad overvalued. And this has been a thing I've been seeing a lot. It's just like Shanks and Mihawk. As you can see, there's a bit of a convergence here. Chopper for real is too low. His bounty is only 1k. His stock should be $5. Shut up. A lot of our main crew's stocks have been dropping because they're not doing anything in Elbaf. Chopper shot up because he did the Gabon thing. Right? That's why Chopper shot up. Like, Frankie got skill issued. Jinbei got skill issued. Nami got skill issued. Literally everyone got skill. And Usopp. Oh boy, Usopp's stocks took a pounding when nothing happened in Elbaf. Like, nothing was going on. This was supposed to be Usopp's arc. And nothing's going on. Pouring it all into Dragon? Dragon's pretty undervalued. Where's Dragon? What a sentiment for Dragon is bad. Dragon stocks are gonna explode one day. Did you ever think this is how you'd use your degree? Well, that's the funny part, because my degree actually doesn't figure into any of this. Not a single thing I learned in university mattered in creating this. Not a single thing. You know what the problem with this is? People reading leaks. No. This is 100% accurate. Leaks will not affect this. This is verified by independent stock trackers. Everything is above board. People have been talking about like making ETFs of the Straw Hats and stuff, but I don't think we should really think about that just yet. So whenever you guys ask me what's going on with the Straw Hats, just know that we can always track the stocks. Okay? I mean, we can do a quick pump and dump. Do we want to pump and dump something? Twitch, don't ban me. This is a joke. Twitch, don't ban me. Twitch, please don't ban me. This is a joke. Okay, I gotta call up a few people. Hold on. So if we look at Davy D. Jones here, look at this. I just called up a few of my guys. Davy D. Jones, already at $2.39. If $2.50, bro, look at this. It's already like, what, 25% up? This is how you should be investing. This is how you should be investing, I'm telling you. Buggy stocks need to look like it's fake. Roger's egg needs to be on there. Yes. The goof is over, I think. Yeah, the goof is over. People caught on. That's it. Like, it's like, that's it. It plateaued. It plateaued. There are real trades happening constantly. Now, to be fair, if we could, and I mean this actually genuinely, If we could somehow build an actual thing where every viewer of One Piece somehow gets like a certain amount of credits, and we could genuinely somehow build a One Piece stock exchange, I think that would be one of the coolest things a community of a series has ever done. Because people meme the whole thing about like pump stocks, Zoro stocks to the moon and stuff. Imagine if we could actually build something like this. I'm a MMO player, right? When there is actual like emergent player behavior among people, especially in the economy, there's like a random thing that suddenly pops off. It's so interesting, and can you extrapolate that to the entirety of the One Piece community? Now, there would have to be like 50 safety mechanisms in place that would probably make it not fun. Because if you just do this like, oh, everyone gets 1,000 credits, it's gonna get botted into oblivion, it's never gonna work, and people are gonna ruin the fun. Right? So this would have to be done, I don't even know, like this would have to be a thing of like, every creator has their own Discord, and through their Discord you can get into like the thing. It would have to, you would have to make people jump through like 10 hoops to be a part of it, otherwise it just wouldn't be fun. But if we could pull this off, I think it would be so cool. Teching would make a proper funny video about it. I mean, I don't know. People can send this to him if he wants to look at it. What do you think about Jin stocks? I can add as many people as we want on here. Literally anyone you want, we could add on here. You mean you're doing market manipulation? No, I'm doing value analysis and adjustment. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. You can extract sentiment data from Twitter. Twitter won't work because Twitter API doesn't work. The Twitter API was gutted when Musk bought Twitter. You can't even like embed tweets anymore, so that's not gonna work. You can probably scrape some data from Twitter, but it's gonna be extremely limited. Otherwise, I think you need to pay for the API, and I'm not paying for an API for a little goof. You could try to do Reddit, but I'm pretty sure the Reddit API is also pretty gutted. Can we make a One Piece meme coin? No. When I made a tweet about this, I almost wanted to write, "This is a joke, please don't unfollow me, I'm not selling crypto." Because I did the whole like to the moon meme, right? Because it's funny. I'm not trying to scam anyone. This is not real. This is a goof. It's a goof I made at 11 p.m. yesterday. When I should have been sleeping, I was making a goof. The only way I could see of making this work in terms of like a large scale is with creators. And then if you had like some kind of like currency going around, you could almost make it like, if you built a proper app for this, right? And then every single One Piece creator would basically ask their audience for their valuations. And then basically the values would just be transferred from the individual creators by proxy from the audience. But even that wouldn't be perfect. I've got no idea how you could actually make this work to be a real thing. But if someone could build this, bro, that would be the coolest thing ever. The Grand Line Stock Exchange. The goal needs to be this appearing on the next Reverie. Bro, if... Imagine, just like... Yeah, so Koroto, actually your take on the characters is bad. Well, why don't we address the graphs? It would be so funny to just like sit there and constantly adjust the stocks exactly. Make it where you see how much stocks every creator has on a leaderboard that promotes their channels through the site. Yeah, I was thinking about this because there is I can show you real quick. Survivor Fantasy. There is like a fantasy draft pool type thing for every Survivor season. And I know a bunch of podcast people. Is it in this? No, it's not this. So people have actually made this into a game where like people can predict who will get voted out first, and you do actually accumulate coins and stuff. Right? But that's like a proper app. And I think it's verified with like your phone number and stuff. It's too much work. It's too much work. It's too much work. I don't know how you would make it work. Have the numbers scroll across the bottom of the screen during the whole show in a section in the corner displaying the character currently being discussed. This is unironically why I love making this stuff for stream. Because I am just like thinking about the way I can make these things work. And doing all of this live is just so funny to me, because I could just go from like talking about stocks to arguing my theory back to arguing about my stocks, and that's just a thing that can happen in the space of 5 seconds. It's all completely like just non-scripted, just goofs and bants. It's very goofy. It's very goofy. I love doing this. I love doing this. I do want to work on this a little bit more because I think this is version 2.8. So maybe I can get it to like version 4, and maybe that one will actually allow. One thing I've been thinking about doing, I have been thinking about building a local thing, like an AI thing that listens to what I say. I think I talked about this before. I think it would be very cool if there is a thing that listens to what I say, summarizes it, and this would all be done locally, right? So there's like no lag or anything. It summarizes what I'm saying, and then it can output whatever I need it to output, right? So whether or not it's like the current topic of the stream or something like that, right? So you join the stream, you just see it says like current topic, Koroto is going on a nostalgia trip again, right? Something like that, or whatever. And I could do the same thing for the chat. So if we had something like this, and like, for example, like you say, what do we rank this chapter? And people start spamming 9s or 10s. It would take all of these messages, aggregate them, and then give you like an average grade that is decided by the chat. And I was thinking, like, what if I could make something like this and plug it into this? So it would effectively draw together all of the stuff we've talked about over the course of the stream and extrapolate that into whether or not the stock should go up or down. Because it can't just be like number of times mentioned. Because we might be dunking on a cat. Like Sanji does something cringe, and I keep saying Sanji cringe. That doesn't mean I've mentioned Sanji a ton. It should go up. It should go down. So it needs some kind of an interpretive model. And I think that's where you get into like a weird local AI setup, and I don't know how to do that. Because setting up a listening thing that would just listen to what I say and like just put it in a text file every 60 seconds, that's easy. But how would I consistently summarize it into something valuable that can then be transferred into code? That's too much for my little noodle brain. I have a finance degree. I know a bit about computers. I don't know how to make software. So there we run into a bit of a problem. But maybe